difficulties. I think I needed to come out of the one that I previously had set because um, I had it set up for two people. So I went into a single one. But I'm going to wait just a few minutes and see if anybody comes in because I did have to switch up on the link that I was going to originally use. So hopefully it's letting everybody know that I'm live now. I hate that. It's always something. But this is also why I needed to give it a trial run because I'm clueless and hair is my thing, not anything dealing with technology. So um, I did have a link for this live, but since no one sent in their information, then we'll save that for another video because I have to be able to give it to you guys before the live starts so that we can come in together. Um, so next time, I think that some of y'all are having to build up your courage because I know I had maybe 4 people talk about wanting to do it, but I didn't get any emails. So I promise I get it. I understand. And we're still going to keep it pushing. So, of course, I wanted to do this cooking video because um, we like to see the mad scientist at work. So I'm going to go ahead and let her start talking. I do have it where it's ready to go. All right, y'all. Welcome to IAG bonus footage slash episode trailers. We are picking you up just for a little bit of bonus footage because I am going to oven steam some crab legs, y'all. This is what? How many pounds do I have here? I think it's 4 pounds of crab legs that I have here, and I'm going to try. I want to say hello to everybody that's coming in. Um, I again for the people that are just coming in, I switched the live, so the original feed I didn't use that one because I had it set up for a co-host. So if you guys are really interested in coming up, then for the next one, I need your information prior to going live so that I can send you the link so that as I'm going live, we can come in together. So I'm going to go live again later this week. I'll give it a few days. So it'll probably be closer towards Friday, but we will go live again. And so maybe instead of a cooking video, I will tackle something that's a little more serious so that we have something for everybody to discuss when they come up. Method of steaming them in the oven. So for my seasoning mix, I have this paste of olive oil and some herbs and spices. I used a little bit of dash seasoning along with some garlic powder and onion powder, and that's just it. Olive oil and whatever seasonings that you like, and this will get slathered over all of these crab legs, and that will be the foil that I need.
And that will be your 1-year-old. Almost 2-year-old though. Pretty soon. Go
yes, he'll be. So now what's the point in that teaspoon of that little bit of seasoning that she has mixed together? It's crazy that Megan would even play like that. I know you can tell that some of these things she's doing and trying for the first time, but my goodness, like, if it's a seafood boil, it's drenched in the sauce. But if you're preparing it a different way, you still want it to have a good amount of seasoning on the outside. Or otherwise, you're just going through the motions. It's unnecessary for it to be there. I'm going to let it keep playing, but I don't understand that little bit of stuff that's in that bowl. So
So I'm going to slather that seasoning over all these crab legs, and I'm going to use a method of oven steaming them. So steam will go in the bottom of these rimmed baking dishes. No, water. So I'm actually going to I have a little water in this tea kettle. I'm going to boil that. When that's ready, I'm going to put about half an inch, just kind of line the bottom of this so that the steam and the water gets trapped inside. And then I'm going to cover it with foil. So the boiling water first is going to go, in the baking dish. Then it also goes into the oven. So you're kind of giving it a head start by using the boiling water from the kettle to start out with. So
why does it need a head start? Why does that meat need a head start? It's like Megan. She's always trying to come up with what she thinks is a nifty idea. It's like she's just talking to be talking. Why does she have to preheat that water to steam that steam slash bake the I can't think of what we dealing with, crab legs. I don't get it. It's such a weird operation that she's doing right here, playing with some crab legs.
I think it's going to work really well. I was super excited because I had researched and researched about how to cook my shrimp, and I literally came up with like the best cooking method ever. Just putting things together from some different websites that I researched, and I think this is going to be just as good with the crab legs, or at least I'm hoping so. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. I'm gonna put my tea kettle on high here and get this water boiling. And I'm just going to go ahead and start placing my crab legs. I might have to add another baking dish to this, so I'm going to start just placing them and seeing if I have enough space.
So I'm going to ask, have any of y'all ever cooked yours like this? Now, I remember when I moved, I don't remember where I was moving to and from, but I was relocating and didn't have all of my dishes. And I had crab legs. So I bought the big aluminum pan and I did put foil over it and put them in the oven. But because I couldn't boil them, as I cracked them, I had made a really good butter sauce and I would dip them as I cracked them open. Because to me, it was like a waste of seasonings to pour all of that into that pan and it just be, it's not the same as being in a bag. And I wanted the crab legs, so I was like, okay, what can I do to make this work? So I've done something similar before, but I personally felt like it was a waste of me seasoning them. But what I did do was make sure that I washed them good. So I went and bought one of those sponges that are double-sided, and I ran it under cold water and got all of the barnacles and stuff off and made sure that the outside was really clean. And that's an issue I'm about to have with her here in just a few minutes because, ugh. But I'm going to let it go on some more.
Nice kitchen island you have here. Dinner table / island / able to break down and tuck over to the side. And so when you need it, you can have it there.
Right. Saying she researched and that's all she came up with. What kind of researching was she really doing? It to me seems like she still came up with her own devices. I know that I told Tim to let her watch some cooking videos. And then we have also said it in the comment section. So he may have let her watch something, but the notes that she took from it, I don't think that she hit a home run with it. It looks like she's still playing in the kitchen, playing with expensive food in the kitchen.
You don't need it. You can put it to the side. It's all good. So you have to place them so that they're not in the washer. So I'm just kind of working around with things. So that looks good. playing that one pack per pan.
Somebody said preheat the fish water. Yes, preheated fish water. Like, what was the point in that? What time does Megan think she's saving? And Tim, he just filming, and I know he clowns her at times, but I think that he thinks that she's doing something that's neat too. Ooh, they make my head itch. Okay, I'm gonna keep it going.
You got so used to boiling on top of the wood stove. No, got power now. Oh, that's just a couple seconds. So did you enjoy your couple days of winter storm, power outage? I enjoyed it, and I'm also glad it's over. That's right. Because this is actually after the winter storm. This is a real-time video. So our power's back on, as y'all see. And we're steaming crab legs. Go ahead and see if I can get this other set on. They actually rinsed these off for me when I was at Kroger, so there's a little bit of water still on the bottom. I guess.
When y'all said amazing. It's amazing.
Shut that off because of noise. And I'm going to go ahead and slather and season it and then do the boil.
Yes, they rinsed them off at Kroger, so I probably missed that part because I was reading what y'all were saying. But how do you have somebody? Okay, if they rinse it off, cool. But how do you not get home and make sure that it's to your, well, it is to her standard. So let me take that back. When will sanitation be their first thought and not an afterthought after somebody else says something? Like I said, when I did it, I had to, it was a brand new sponge, but I took the rough side of it and ran it under cold water, and I cleaned off all of those before I even did anything else with them. So had they rinsed them off at the store for me, thank you. But I'm still going to go home and do what I'm going to do. Because to me right now, what they're eating is no different than somebody that didn't clean chitlins good. What's the difference? They live in water, and all types of stuff happens in that water. And that shell is still there. So you're just cooking that filth into your food. And I'm literally getting sick thinking about it. So I'm going to leave that alone because, woo! I did see a super chat. Lisa Looney, thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys. So thank you so much. I did also pin my Cash App at the top. So it's not just the, what do you call this? Super chat. But anyway, I'm going to get back to this plane. But thank you. I appreciate it.
Water, so the boiling water will be fresh.
She didn't peel that shrimp before she cooked it. It still had the shell on it. Um, it definitely was still on there. I always get deveined and peeled shrimp, but I have had shrimp before that was deveined but was not peeled. I still, no different than the crab legs, will make sure that I wash it good. So if I don't take the shell off, I will at least wash it good. But it's very rare that you're going to see me get anything with the shell still on it. Um, But I've run across a couple of situations where you go to the grocery store, that's all they have left, so make it work. But I'll never get raw shrimp that needs to be deveined because that's something that I don't want to have to handle on my own. Just look at that little bit of stuff she's putting on there. It's just like going through the motions. That is not going to really do anything for that meal. The stuff she's putting on there, it's just not going to help it. It's decoration. She should have made a butter sauce and left it at that, which I know they're on their health kick right now. But don't go get crab legs if you're not going to use butter.
So you put the boiling water down at the bottom of the tray.
Yes.
And then you also put it in the oven as well?
Right.
Okay, good. I got you. That's what I was wondering. I was wondering, was it like just pour the boiling water in there and then it steams like that?
No, the boiling water just is giving it a head start.
I got you. Mm-hmm.
You can also, I saw methods that they just baked it in the oven. Just put the seasoning on there and just straight baked it in the oven.
I got you.
Right, she says she's slathering it. I don't think she knows what slather means. I don't think that Megan knows what slathering is. She ran out before she even made it through all of them. And then she only did one side of it. Po tink tink. Po tink tink. She don't know what slathering is. We might need to teach her that. Or teach Tim so he can relay the message.
It's good. I go for my boiling water, and then I'm going to cover this with foil the best that I can so that the steam won't escape. So it's just a small amount I'm going to put in the bottom.
Oh crap, she's using her painting skills. So should Tim print her out a certificate after she finishes this meal? Should he add one on the mantle for her for painting these crab legs with her slathering of this little bit of seasoning she got, the little pinch of seasoning? Woo, Megan. I mean, it's literally just for decoration. I don't know if she gets the point in what that seasoning is for. She can't get it. And then does she not know that water is self-leveling? Like she's pouring a little here, a little here, a little here, like it's making a difference. You can pour that water in one spot and it's going to run all over that pan as long as you put enough in there. She went 3 different spots in that pan like she was making a difference. I just don't get it. And she's the school teacher. Principal and teacher right here.
actually think it's good. And I'm going to go ahead and put a couple of splashes of red wine vinegar because I really like that method with the shrimp. And then,
yes, she needs some Old Bay. She needs some help. She needs to get out the kitchen, really, but she does. She should have used some Old Bay. So many things she should have used, but I just don't understand. I don't understand what she's doing with any of this. I don't think steaming it is a bad thing, but it's just how she's going about all of this and that supposed seasoning that went on there. I just don't understand. Megan stays lost in the kitchen, and they keep doing these videos, and it's like each one gets worse and worse. I know that they do a lot of pretending and acting out here, but I don't think that Megan is pretending, because before it was even a thing, her cooking looked like this. When she was having to cook on the grill, her cooking still looked like this. So I don't think that she's playing. I think that she really is that lost in the kitchen. And Tim is profiting off of her being lost in the kitchen. If she never gets to see what people are saying, she's confident in what she's doing. And he's just probably laughing at her with us instead of helping her to make it better.
I'll get them covered up.
Then another one of you all had asked about what does that red wine vinegar do for the stuff she's cooking. Nothing. Nothing. You know, I even researched this method because she keeps saying that she has been researching recipes and stuff. And I haven't seen anybody doing this. So I don't know where she pulled it from. And to be using it to steam items with. I've never heard of anybody steaming anything with vinegar of any kind. So I don't know why she keeps doing this. And it's, you know, I don't know. I wish I knew. I would like to answer that question, but I'm confused. And I did research it. I don't know why she's using this red wine vinegar like this. Use red wine vinegar when making Asian coleslaw, but never steam with it. Right, everybody that I saw was actually cooking with it. It was going in something. But like just to let it evaporate into the atmosphere, I couldn't find that technique anywhere. And she says she researched it, so if she's telling the truth, somebody told her to do this. But that's all I've seen, is it going actually into something to change the flavor. So yeah, I don't know what Megan is doing, and she don't either.
This steams in about 15 to 20 minutes at 350 in the oven. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it in, and I'll adjust the settings because I have some potatoes air frying.
Steaming.
Okay, what did Megan say? I know she didn't say that. Hold on.
Because I have some potatoes air frying.
Megan says she has some potatoes air frying. Huh. Megan says she has some potatoes air frying. Does she know what an air fryer is? Has she seen an air fryer? Or did she just hear that term somewhere and wants to say that's what she's doing? She's baking potatoes on parchment paper. That's not air frying. Air fryers use actual heated air to do what they're doing. What is Megan talking about? She said they have a convection oven. I hope that's what that is a they have an air fryer in that oven. I'm gonna have to research what type of oven that they have. I really hope that's the case. The oven has an air fryer. Okay, well since y'all know, then I'm gonna go with that. So I'm gonna let her make it on that point right there. Maybe she was there in the area. That's what I was thinking. But if she has one in the oven, then okay, I'm gonna let her make it on that.
Steamy in there.
Steamy already, huh?
He's finally asleep. Don't. Okay, so some of y'all said y'all can air fry in your ovens as well. So okay then. Megan, I apologize. I'm gonna take that back. You air frying. I take it back. I digress. It's still hiding some of y'all's comments. So how did everybody enjoy their Sunday while we have a commercial break? Or your weekend period? How has everybody's weekend been? I went yesterday and got a new tattoo. That's how I spent my Saturday. Went and had dinner with one of my friends. A smart oven for some dummies. So somebody in there got to think. So I'm glad that the oven can, because my goodness. And I see they finally started cooking those potatoes as well. So he read in the comments because Megan wasn't cooking those potatoes, and other than for his steaks.
Air fried potatoes. And these are red
potatoes.
Red potatoes. What did you season them with?
Just a little bit of garlic and herb dash, and that's it. I'm gonna put a little bit more garlic and onion powder on them now after.
Sounds good.
Now this was the only difference that I was saying with when Tim seasoned some stuff. His seasonings were odd. I didn't see how they went together, but he was generous with the seasoning. I could see where we're gonna taste something. Megan has slipped back into how she's always seasoned things. She did went a little overboard with that shrimp, but for anything else I've seen Megan season, it always looks under seasoned. And she remembered for one video and overdid it, and now she's gone right back to barely dusting stuff. And all her food to me has to taste like cardboard, especially since they've taken salt out of it.
Let's get the next batch.
I know that you're curious, I know that you're strong, but life can be furious and things can go wrong. You go, we're better off tomorrow, but who knows, if we get joy or sorrow.
And then Tim trying to brag on this table, talking about an island. Still always in that world of make believe, like it's just a table. My grandmother used to have a table in her kitchen and she would use it as a work surface. That's what she would use to roll out her biscuits and all of that. That was the biggest, flattest surface she had in the kitchen. Um, Numerous of people will use a table if it's nearby. That doesn't turn it into a magical island all of a sudden. He's trying to give this table multi purposes. That's not an island. It's a cardboard fold down table that's ready to give out at any minute.
Stay true to that fire in your heart and your soul. Don't quench your desire in what you can't control. We fly, try.
Should those potatoes have had some type of olive oil on them? Yes. They should have had a lot of things on them, and salt is the other thing that's missing. That's what I'm saying. Her food has to taste like cardboard because Megan just be cutting corners in here, too many corners, and she makes the rules up as she goes, and we can tell. All of this is new to her. At her grown age, it's new to her. So those basic meals that they were eating before they started recording themselves, I can't imagine. Tim has made it seem like they ate a lot of oodles and noodles, and I'm starting to believe that that was the bulk of their meals with the way that she cooks in the kitchen.
So hard to get there, and we might be lost, but not forever. There's things in life you simply need to know. Let's underrate and trust and letting go. It takes a bit of suffering, sleepless nights and wandering.
You can look at those potatoes too and tell that they're dried out from not using any type of oil on them. They look like dehydrated potatoes, like thick potato chips at this point.
Before you make it safely to the end, the end, the
I've got the crab legs in, and they're on for about 15 minutes. I've got my timer going here. I've got my potatoes tossed in their final seasoning, and they taste great.
And then she has a teaspoon of potatoes. Why does she need two pans for that? You know, y'all mentioned that in the last cooking video we did about how she wastes dishes. And here she is yet again. Neither one of those pans of potatoes are full. So why does she need two? Why? She has put the exact same seasoning on both of them. So it's not like one is this and the other is that. But she has two pans of teaspoons of potato chips.
So we are good to go. We're just waiting now on the crab legs to get ready. I'll probably do a little bit of additional cleaning while I wait.
There's things in life you simply need to know.
She doesn't ever cook enough food for their family. All of her meals are lightweight. That breakfast that she cooked was hearty, but you know, Tim yet again was in the comments and made her cook more food. So she had a huge pot of grits. So they may have gotten full off of that meal if they were allowed to eat as much as they wanted. But other than that, her meals are always light. They have to stay hungry out there. I'm talking about the boys, not Tim. He's grown enough to go and um, get what he wants when he wants. So, and we can see that he's been doing that.
It takes a bit of suffering, sleepless nights and wandering, before you make it safely to the end, the end, the end. And if you ever want, there is nothing wrong with a little
Somebody asked why can't she get some gel or some edge control. So, I'll be trying to lay off of Megan's hair because I could mention it in every episode. And I just try to lay off of her. But my goodness, if that's what her edges are looking like, we can only imagine what the rest of her hair is looking like right now. Megan's hair was in dire straits before she got this unit. So it's probably eating off at this point. Because if you don't know how to properly wear a wig, it will take the rest of your hair out. You have to still protect your hair when you're wearing a wig. And I, she's probably rubbed it all out. Probably sleeping in that wig, existing in that wig. And she took it off long enough to wash it because Tim told her she was being talked about. Or maybe he just made it seem like it was his idea that she needs to go and wash that wig because it has loosened up and it has stretched out a little. And she could still make it look better, but she's a get up and go person, literally. Get up and go. You can look in the back and you can just see where it's still sticking up in places. She doesn't get in the mirror and do anything like this. Megan just get up and go.
Like sun and rain and trust and let it go. It takes a bit of suffering, sleepless nights and wandering, before you make it safely to the end. The end. There's things in life you simply need to know. Like sun and rain and trust and let it go.
One of y'all said an all-purpose unit for every purpose but looking nice. It's just covering up. And then someone told me that they liked my hair. Thank you, I appreciate that.
It takes a bit of suffering, sleepless nights and wandering, before you make it safely to the end. Before you make it safely to the end.
You can see that her edges have come out even more. So with this scene right here, I'm gonna back up just a second, because
What's up, boss?
so right before this, I guess I didn't go back far enough, but you could hear Benjamin screaming like he usually does. Then he shows whatever he shows, and now he's in the boy's bedroom. I still think that he be in his crib, and when he's ready to get out, he starts that screaming. And I think Tim went and got him out of that crib, took him in there with his brothers, and then goes down there to start this scene and opens up the door. Oh, look, see, this is where he be, is with his brothers. And then because it has been brought up about them being down there in that dark room, quiet, well, let me show you what they be down here doing, and we know better. First of all, the light is on. Their light is never on. Second of all, he walked in the room and we could hear them. We don't hear those boys when that light is off. So I don't believe anything about what's happening. I don't believe that this is what be going on behind closed doors. First of all, the door don't be closed, but I just don't believe it. He can say what he wants to. He can set this up to look like however he wants it to look. I don't believe this is what the boys can do in their spare time. Organized. Yeah, I did notice that they cleaned up that kitchen a little too. He sees stuff. Oh yeah, and the other thing that I wanted to mention is I see that he took the picture down of them already, which some of y'all had told me. Spoiler alert, y'all told me in the comments that he had taken it down. Tim, doing something for one show does not get you brownie points. It's like, it's not going to keep subscribers. because everybody's paying attention to you. And I can't even tell you how many people be in the comments saying that they just open up their eyes and they see you for who you are now, and they have unsubscribed. And there, if after the eyes are open, we don't know how to close them, so there is no coming back. But he keeps thinking that he can do something briefly to win people over and then take it away. And the only people that have drank his Kool-Aid are out there with him. So I hate that you took that picture down, and it needs to find its way back in there permanently. Or otherwise, you're still just showing that you are who we say you are. But I'm going to let this thing go ahead and play.
The beard.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
IG Farms.
IG Farms. IG Farms. That does not sound like your voice.
Well, I'll do it again. It's all about God. IG Farms. It's all about God.
IG Farms. It's all about God. IG Farms. It's all about God.
It's paying off having that talking parrot, huh?
Yep.
Boys are back here playing with their toys. Titus with his talking parrot.
Yep.
Noah has his airplane. Let's see that airplane go, Noah.
Okay. It was going all the way up, but Tanner spraying it off. Now it just goes like hot front door.
Okay, let's see it. Whoa, 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 oh, look at that, look at that. That was pretty good. That was pretty good.
Okay, so we've seen what Titus was doing, supposedly. We saw what Noah was doing, supposedly. He cuts up to Junior. Junior looks like he's about to get down and do something, and then his dad cuts away. So, more of the same. He's so true to himself that he doesn't even realize that he still has scenes where he shows his true nature. What was Junior doing to enjoy himself? It's crazy.
Alright, y'all, my buzzer just went off, and I'm going to take my crab legs out. I'm super excited to see how they look.
The mini oven, man.
Oh, yes. A little one, a little bit more flexible. That smell done. Let me just put that on. Let's see.
I don't know if it's still hot on the
Just in
bottom.
case it's still hot. Let's see.
Don't mess up your nice quartz countertops, even though they can probably handle the heat.
The quartz countertops can handle the heat. But he's talking about what she don't want to mess up. Meanwhile, he has destroyed that chair. Destroyed the bedroom. Their whole bedroom looks a mess now. I wouldn't want to sleep in there.
You can really see them stains. Like once you start like moving them around. Alright, let's see this. Woo! Steamed crab legs. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's it right there. That looks good. Look at that steam coming off there. And those smells. Smells so good. It's good.
Alright, I've never cooked crab legs before, but I think that
I've never cooked crab legs before. We know. We can tell. We can tell every time you haven't cooked something before. And then even if you have, if you do it wrong the first time, you're going to do it wrong the second time.
Are done. Ready to eat? You got your jacket? Thank you. Crab legs are done. Whoa, that was good.
Crab legs and potato chips. And that's dinner. Crab legs and those potato chips. And remember, there was a spoonful on each tray or pan.
The meat in the inside.
Yeah. So we have to break them apart there at the joints, and then crack this part, and we'll eat it from there. Where's the joint? Right here. Kind of like at the knuckle part. Oh. Yep. So we'll see.
What's your name, Thomas?
Oh, good.
Steamed crab legs.
So is the meat in there?
Mm-hmm.
There's a little bit right there. Yep. All right, y'all. We've gotten the crab legs cooked. The potatoes are cooked, and we're gonna go ahead and plate it up and eat. But y'all can get ready for some episode trailer footage coming your way, and I'm gonna do the countdown in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Where you at, Benjamin? You supposed to count us.
Come on.
Do it.
Here we go with this again. Pretending like Benjamin is about to do something. He still hadn't let it go. To this day, we've not seen it. Not one time. Not one have we seen him count up. And he's still pretending.
Do it again since he's here.
So yeah, let's do the count up.
Come on, Benjamin.
You ready?
Show him you can count to 5.
You ready? Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
He's being ashamed.
Do y'all think that Benjamin is being ashamed? Has he ever acted like a shy baby? Quiet, but has he ever acted like he's shy? Not in my opinion. He put his head down because that's just not something that he does, is count up or down. And then here comes Titus right on cue, helping his dad out.
Do it on camera.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this bonus footage and y'all enjoyed this episode trailer. And we'll see y'all at 7 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time, early in the morning for pull-in version.
Okay, so I saw Holiday Heart, so I can imagine what y'all talking about. I missed the first part of the conversation, but I can imagine what you mean by Holiday Heart. And I have to agree. It's time for a new piece. A new hairstyle. A new unit, Megan. And she's really needing something different because she needs to put everything up. What Megan is wearing right now is a U-part wig, so she has to leave the perimeter of her hair and a part out to cover. But she does not have those things to cover properly, and then it doesn't match her texture, so it's never going to look like they go together. She doesn't know how to make them go together, so it's never going to look like she wants it to look. It's time for a new piece, though, for sure. Holiday Heart. So I'm just letting this part play out, and then I'm gonna, you said a U-turn wig. Basically, yep, U-turn, because that part, whoo, goodness. She does need a lace wig, and she could wear a lace wig without actually applying it to her skin. She could take it on and off, but it would allow for her to look nice and give her hair a break and let it recuperate. Oh, y'all are off. Okay, so let me get back to the comments because I had I know I missed a lot. I missed a lot of comments. Hello everybody. I'm glad that everybody could come in and join. Nobody volunteered to do the live this time. So the next time I go live, I'm going to set it up where it has a link. And should anybody be ready, then we're going to try it again. But let me get into the comments here. Been sporting that hair since last year when they went on vacation. Yes, that's the vacation hair. And it hadn't looked the same since then. After they came back from that vacation, really it didn't look good while it was brand new. Um, which that was discussed, but uh where's it at? Eventually that will go off of the screen. But yeah, women know when it's time for them to switch it up. And you can be busy with life and sometimes things get away from you. But if Tim has had a chance to finally cut he and the boys' hair a couple of times now, why has Megan nothing changed about her? It's time for a new hairstyle. It's time for some TLC for what's going on up under what she's currently wearing. And Tim may not be concerned about it, but I am. And especially, like I said, this is a woman who we know used to take care of herself. She used to believe in going and getting her hair done. And this is what he's turned her into. I don't think that because you get married and this is something that your husband wants automatically means that person that you originally were is no longer in there. I don't believe that. I think she still would want to fix up and look nice. It may look different since she's on a farm. It may not be the same, as he called it, city girl look that she had, but I know she still wants to fix up. She went too many years fixing up to be the version of herself that she is now. And she has looked like this less years than she was fixing up. So I know she wants to. She could get braids. The only thing is to make sure that her hair is strong enough to handle braids. Because braids can make your hair worse if it's in a weakened state. Um, Braids are an option though, but I would recommend her braiding her hair down like cornrows, putting a stocking cap on it, and just keeping it hydrated and wearing a nice wig until her hair strengthens up enough and until she regains some edges. The way that her edges are coming out, the rest of her hair will come out the same if she's if her hair just isn't strong enough. I don't know if Megan conditions her hair. I don't know how often it gets shampooed. We don't know what's going on with Megan's head, but we do see that her hair is coming out. Her edges are thin, like they're just thin. I don't want to elaborate on it too much because I just would like to see change in her appearance. I don't think that it's right that we keep watching this channel and his wife is going down more and more. It never improves for her. Yeah, her hair, I think her hair is too fragile for braids. It definitely needs to be strengthened up first, and then braids would be a great option for Megan. Tim for sure watches. I believe he watches also, even though he doesn't actually ever say he does. Too many things have pointed out that he's uh, watching, like this excuse me, card table he just got. Excuse me. That card table he just got suggests that he's watching. Him putting up their picture for one scene suggests he's watching. Them changing up the seasoning in their food suggests that he's watching. Megan finally washing that hairpiece. him finally cutting the boy's hair, and we could just, go down the list of the things we've seen him responding to what's being said. But I would love for him to allow for his wife to be a woman. Timmy Boy had Grandma Lily edges falling out too. Stress will definitely take your edges out. Stress will do that. And he could be the very reason that she doesn't have any edges. I think somebody said that before, he's an edge snatcher. And, yeah, that would be true to character. He's an edge snatcher. We could all say that. He probably has a whole other family he eats with. If he don't have another family, he's sitting in that truck eating somewhere. I still believe whenever he takes a trip somewhere, that he's eating another meal by himself. Um, my ex-husband had gotten a job where he had to commute far, so he wasn't able to eat like he used to. So he would always be going and getting fast food. And I want to say it was Wendy's. Somebody was having a special on their burgers when he started that job. So he picked up weight just like that. I mean, a lot of weight from eating like that. And then, it probably took less time for him to lose it after he realized, because, men lose weight a lot faster than we do. But that fast food had put that weight on him, and that's, what I see Tim looking like. So I've seen it with my own eyes. I know it can happen. And he's hardier than everybody else out there, which to me suggests you getting a second meal somewhere else. No, he's never affectionate with Megan. That if we hadn't seen that picture of them getting married, I wouldn't believe that they showed affection at the wedding. No type of affection between them. It's like they're roommates. A lot of men eat on the road like that. Yeah, a lot of men do. And you usually see evidence in their vehicles, empty wrappers and stuff, Coke bottles, and, just trash from eating on the go. No romance. Nope, no romance. It's a sad situation. That's why I was glad to see that picture go up, like I said, for your boys, so that they can see what love is supposed to look like. Because if they go off of the living example, that's not good at all. Trying to read some more comments. Let's see. Tim makes it hard to like him. Yeah, I don't think he lets Megan see any of them either. Like every now and then, I feel like she has seen something, but then, I realize that if Tim presents it like it's his idea, then we're hearing verbatim what we said come out of her mouth, but she's not realizing that it came from someplace outside of Tim. Um, and especially like if he's sitting up, like we can picture him late nights thumbing through comments and watching videos in private. She don't know what's going on, so he's watching. But I would like to see change, not watching to get a bright idea, because like I said, you can record one video that makes it look like you've changed, and then when you go back to your old ways, somebody else is just gonna unsubscribe. Like, oh no, he hadn't changed. He's still the same person. He's still treating his wife bad. He's eating while he's watching the videos. That's a very strong possibility too, for real. Very strong possibility. Munching and snooping and not wanting to admit to any of it. That's probably is what he's doing. My ex is diabetic, and I always find that Debbie lost all his stuff. I bet he did. I've known people, diabetics, to have to start losing limbs because they didn't want to control their sugar intake. And yep, the toes are always the first thing to go. Right, you hate his spirit. Yeah, he's so whew. I don't even have words for it because it has gotten to the point where it's his voice, his mannerisms, his appearance, just him. Just him. What you say about him? Right. Yeah, he knows he's being talked about. But Tim is not smarter. He thinks he is, but he's not outsmarting anybody. Um, and then that's another thing. Like for him to just do the little gestures that he does do, lets us all know that he's listening. Because why else would you do that? Why would you have a scene where you show y'all's wedding picture and then the next video is gone? What's the point in that? Why else would you do that other than to be trying to make other people happy? Overweight. Definitely overweight. And he had to have looked back at his pictures and thought to himself, like, my goodness, I did let myself go. Because, when we look at Megan, we can see how she used to take care of herself. I really don't mention what Tim looked like because I really don't care. But you can see that he was smaller, way smaller. You can see his neck and everything. So I'm sure he looked at those pictures and was like, ooh, yeah, I have really let myself go. And likes to talk about he had options. I bet you they'd run now if they were a real option. Musky and drinking. But has anybody ever cooked their crab legs like Megan just did? Have y'all taken your paintbrush and slathered some seasoning on them? Or is that just a Megan recipe? And then also some of you all had mentioned that about like the scene where the boys were out there. I think I mentioned this earlier, but they only had on shorts. There was a video maybe a month and a half to 2 months ago where they were out there and it was the exact same thing. The boys, the same two boys, were underdressed. And I'm trying to think, well, I can't remember exactly what happened in that video. Yeah, I can't remember now, but I talked about that then. The boys, needing to be dressed appropriately for the weather. And asking what type of parents would not send their child back in the house and let them know you need to dress appropriately for the weather. They're bundled up, but they won't make sure that their kids are dressing right. So when I didn't mention it in the video yesterday, it's because sometimes it just gets to a point where I'm like repeating myself. So I'm like, I know if I've already covered it, sometimes I won't say anything because I'm like, yeah, I already covered that. But I definitely saw them out there in their freezing weather in shorts and boots, shivering. I saw that. It was at the wrong part of the video because I was trying to get past that birth. But hopefully Tim recording these things will be record enough for something to be done, because the kids don't know any better. They'll come outside dressed wrong. Anybody who's had kids, we know that. And that's why you are the parent, to teach them better. Otherwise, they could just raise themselves. But Megan and Tim, it's like they're all adolescents out there. Everybody. Tim and Megan are just older. But they don't operate like they're wiser and like they have more knowledge than their children. So I don't understand it. Some people should not have children. I agree with that. I think we all should be given different tests before we have permission to procreate. I think it should be a thing, because so many children fall into dangerous situations, and you're expecting for parents to be parents. And then when you realize what those children were actually going through, it's just baffling. Yes, they had CPS come once, and they left. They left and let those kids stay there. What did it say? Megan has Tim in the position where God should be. Absolutely. Absolutely. And you know, that I feel like that was part of what we were seeing before, is her battle with that. She's giving into it now. She don't like the way she's being treated, but she has given into it now. But you could see her battling with that early on. Like, I know who my creator is. I know who I'm supposed to be serving, but you want me to worship and serve you. And he finally beat it out of her. And I'm not saying like physically, even though, but I'm just saying like he got her to submit. And what did y'all say? CPS has come out there twice? Really? Tim Jr. will call. Somebody's gonna call. Somebody's gonna have enough. There was a story that I was looking at where the kids were being mistreated, and well, I covered one story like this, but there was another one where one of the children escaped and she was able to help her siblings be saved. And then after that one went off, they said it was another story that was just like that, and I haven't watched it yet. But the oldest child usually will play the part for as long as they can, but they can only sit by and watch everybody be mistreated for so long. And then it's like, I really got to get help. We need help. See, I'm missing some comments. Megan was shivering. He took the camera. And then I watched a little bit of the video. I'm probably going to cover it. I'm going to do a reaction to it tomorrow, where they're working around midnight. I'm going to do a reaction to that one tomorrow and put it out. That one. Yeah, I'm going to react to that one tomorrow. I watched the majority of it today. I didn't watch all of it, but I saw the majority of it. Tim is... I don't know. I guess it's hard to rationalize. Well, not rationalize, but it's hard to identify with him when you think nothing like he does, because it's very hard for me to be able to associate with him. Yeah, I'm sure that's why they're not in school as well. And a lot of parents that mistreat their children, that's what they end up doing, is taking them out of school so that they can't talk. I think I put this in one of my other reactions this past week of CPS going to a family's house because the little boy had gone to school with bruises and they saw him. And then they went and pulled his siblings out of class and they all gave the same account of what happened. So they went to the house and arrested the dad. And so a lot of parents will pull the children out of school so that they won't have to be accountable for what they're doing. And the dad, he's just bold-faced lying. The whole time they're talking to him, he's lying, knowing good and well that he did what they said he did. I mean, lying good, too. Yes, that's true, too. What did it say? So, okay. And then somebody else had mentioned this, too, about Tim needing to set up a trust fund for Junior for selling his house. And they told me to mention that in this, in my next thing. But you're saying that there are laws in place to protect children. It is, but somehow some of these parents are still slipping through the cracks. The stuff, the story I covered, um, one of the stories I covered, the children didn't have any trust set up, and the mom made millions off of her children, but those children are not living well now. The mom is in prison, but the children are not living well because of something that was put aside for them. And then if we just look at how greedy Tim is and his personality, we know he's not putting anything up for those boys. He won't even spend money on them now. They're helping him to earn this income, and he won't even spend money on them now. So somebody would have to really hold him to that to make sure he's doing it every time he gets a deposit. Because I know he's not doing that. His personality, he's not thinking about his children. Every time he gets a big payday, it's what does he want? Every time enough money accumulates, what does he want to do? He really should be thinking about his children, though. How many people tune in to see Tim as opposed to who tune in to see Megan and the boys? That's why his, what was it, Prison to Purpose didn't do well. Because nobody's tuning in to see you again. And you're literally copying and pasting what you do for IAG Farms on another channel. That's it. Still you, being you. Nobody's signing up for that. What are y'all saying? Money for Megan a new unit. Man, I swear, if I could, I would fix her up a unit and send it to her. But I just know I've seen how they do things that are sent to them. So, and I don't trust that Tim would let her look nice on purpose. He would see something come for her that would benefit her and tell her, oh, you don't need that. And then get on one of his videos talking about a crazy subscriber got enough nerve to send Megan something like she don't know how she want to look. He'll make up a reason why his wife should not look nice. Yes, Tim Jr. should have his inheritance money set aside. He should. And it was, I think, under the comments, it was either this last one or the reaction before that, that one of you all said he needed to set up a trust for him for taking his inheritance. I'll be trying to remember to mention the stuff y'all say, but I'll be forgetting. My bad. That's what I said. She should have rented it out, not sell it, not completely get rid of your property. But if this is something that y'all trying to do, then just rent the house out. First of all, it's extra income. But Tim wanted lump sum money. He also didn't want a reason to still have ties with her family. So if that property is gone, I can completely cut her off. They don't have nothing that they have to talk about. But as long as this house exists, they're going to always feel like they got a right to come around, and she might feel obligated to say something back to them. Yeah, they stopped showing the subscriber gifts being picked up. So at one point, I was wondering if they were still getting them because of that. But I think after Tim got chewed out for throwing all that stuff away, that he realized that that's not something that the subject he even wants to touch anymore, because they weren't respecting the stuff that people were spending their hard-earned money on. And plus, that was something that Megan was doing, where she had the camera in her control, and we all know he has taken the camera from her. So she was allowed to film herself when she went and got that cake for Thanksgiving, but he has not allowed her to just film herself like she used to be able to do. Tim wants to flex with a car for Megan. He needs to flex with a car for Megan and not Rooster. Tim be selling that stuff off. I would believe it. I wouldn't put nothing past him. I could see him, and that's what I'm saying about trying to do something nice for Megan. I just know it wouldn't happen. I can imagine Grandma Lily was sent gifts that she never saw either. They put everything into that little happy camper and forgot about it. And I'm gonna be feeling some type of way if I take out my time to do something nice for you and then forget thanking me, but the least you could do is use it. And they don't do that. Right, how can you Tim should be paying those boys. He should They earned the money. You know, I said that about their Disney World trip, the vacation, that the boys had earned that money. That money that they earned during that time came off of him filming the boys doing the taking care of the animals and whatever else was going on back then. They were the people he was filming. His numbers after Grandma Lily left, his numbers stayed okay just for a little while because of the boys. After everybody realized Grandma Lily is not coming back and we don't want to see you slaving your children, then his numbers just fell even more. But they were the ones earning that money, and he was giving them prison pay. $7 a day, was it? And I think, well, I think that's what he said, $7 a day, something like that. And we had a corrections officer in the comments who said that that was the actual amount that they get paid in prison. Need to be sending him some soap. I think if somebody sent Tim soap, he still wouldn't even use it. $7 a day. Yeah, I think, wasn't it $7, guys, that he said that he was paying the boys per day? Or was it a week? No, it was a day. It was a daily rate that they were getting paid. And I believe it was $7. Yeah, that was not enough food for everybody. Um, I just don't know. I really am confused how you can get to this age and be that clueless in the kitchen. And Megan has Tim Jr. She's been feeding him for how many years now? We have to start with the oldest child. You've had that many years to get it right in the kitchen, but you're still this far off. It's just weird. Yes, it was $7. Can't remember if it was daily or weekly. Yeah, I can't remember if it was daily or weekly either. I'm hoping daily though, but I can't remember. I just remember because I'm like that's not even minimum wage, and what they're doing is taking them longer than an hour. So this is not an hourly rate, but he said per day. And then they would go into the classroom and be adding up how much money they made for the week and that they were saving for different things. Then they stopped talking about that. So by the time they get ready to go on vacation, he said that they had money. He never put a dollar amount to it. And then when they get to Disney World, he's acting like they don't have enough money to buy what they want. And they should have had more than enough to buy what they wanted. Even if he had to add to it to make it seem like they had enough. Because ultimately, the money that you're spending is the money that they earned for you. All Tim does is upload the videos, but who are his subjects? That's what's making the money. It's not the fact that he can edit. It's the fact that he's putting those particular people in front of the camera. And he doesn't even give them recognition for that. Nobody's tuning in to be watching him stuttering and lying. Someone bought that shirt for her. I believe everything that Megan has, somebody else has purchased for her. I don't see Tim allowing Megan to go anywhere and buy something nice for herself. She doesn't come home with bags of clothes for herself. When they took the boys shoe shopping, he said something weird to her about she probably wanted some too, but he didn't get it for her. And she just, oh no, she played it off, which, I guess if you know you're not going to get it anyway, you may as well not get your hopes up. Right. I only see new clothes for her during vacation. And some of that looked like maternity stuff, but yes, that's the only time we saw something new for Megan. Literally the only time. Um she had, well, no, he got her what? It was the faded burgundy top and the black top that looked the same. And it was the camouflage leggings and I think some black leggings that she would switch out. That was new until it wasn't. And then the vacation clothes, and that's been it. It's possible that they're going to food pantries. It's very possible. Um, I wouldn't put it past. He's going and getting that free hay, knowing he can afford hay now. So yeah, I don't put anything past him and how he's possibly still taking from people who actually need those resources. What did it say? Somebody said like roots, like roots being on their farm. Pretty much, I guess I can turn this more this way now. The um boys don't really get new things. You can see where their clothes start getting too small and they just still are forced to wear them. Um, or for Titus too big and he still was having to wear them. Uh, Junior was in shoes that he couldn't even stand to walk in and still had to endure being in them long enough for a doctor's appointment. It could be very similar to Roots out there. Yep, it can be. And Megan would be Toby, and he's slowly getting it out of her. She remembers her name, but he is slowly getting it up out of her. Yeah, he probably broke those glasses, and Tim is not worried about him having vision at this point. They said that they remember Titus having glasses. Hmm. I can't remember that, but I don't doubt it. Size up for the boys' clothes. Yeah, you always have to give them growing room so that they can make it last for as long. And that's especially if you're on a budget. Size up. It still irritates me to see all the money Tim spent on that equipment that he barely uses when he's raising a family and they need things. And steadily having kids, they need things. And you will actually spend that type of money and take away from your family. If somebody get in Junior's ear when he gets older, he just might sue. If there's not any type of what do you call it, time limit on it, he just might sue one day. He in more love with his neighbor than the wife. What neighbor are we talking about? What neighbor are we talking about? Go back up some. Yeah, I'm still talking about the house, the inheritance house. Um, there's some parents who, yeah, didn't miss too much. That's the neighbor that I thought you were talking about. I just wanted to make sure I didn't want to assume anything, you know. Anything is possible. Anything is possible. But we know he does not show affection to his wife. That's for certain. We know that. Uh, and it's sad. He says it's all about God and he doesn't show a godly marriage. His wife is supposed to be precious and he doesn't treat her like she's precious. He doesn't treat his children like he loves them. He treats them like, I gotta take care of you. And then let me give you bare minimum to do that. Bare minimum in meals, in comfort, in clothes, in education. Just bare minimum. Attention, playtime, independence, bare minimum in everything. But he says it's all about God. He is too controlling. I definitely agree with that. Blonde is bad without her glasses. Maybe that's part of what we see in the kitchen, but I'm not going to give her no easy outs because I'm blind as a bat without my contacts, but I can still see to cook. That's right up on me. I know what I'm doing to cook. And if you've had enough years of experience doing that, you just do what you do in the kitchen. Um, Megan just being there making up the rules as she's recording. That red wine vinegar to steam stuff with, I still don't get it. And she keeps doing it like it's a thing. I just don't know. YouTube is what? YouTube is taking care of those children. It is YouTube, for sure. Between the donations they get, the money that they're paid out, it's all from YouTube. And then they barely get that. Megan should know how to cook. She should. I'm not even sure she can boil water right. She has to boil water to steam water. Like, what? To give it a head start. I've never heard of that before. Let me give this water a head start on steaming. Mm. I hope she does escape, but the jury is still out on that. You believe they're getting government assistance? They have to be to a certain extent because I know that's the boys going to see the dentist and stuff. They're not paying for any insurance independently, so yeah. Megan and the boys are probably covered under that, and Tim is having to come out of pocket for his. Her heart is not in her cooking. You're absolutely right. She just slaps stuff together like here, but she wants to make it seem like she's putting love and thought into it. But there's no way. You know, after you've been cooking for a while, you season stuff off of feeling. And Megan is showing how she's feeling with those little pinches of this and pinch of that she's putting on stuff. And the afterthought, well, I didn't season it beforehand. I guess I'll season it now. The stuff she sprinkled on those potatoes, I don't think she would have done if Tim hadn't have asked her about what was on them. Because why wait till after after you take them out the oven when you've already pre-seasoned them to put them in the oven? And she gave those carrots a head start, and you see how they turned out. Boy, did she ever. And it was just one side. That one side of that carrot is burned. They, I think that she takes blackened for being literal. She made it black, blackened carrots and blackened fish. She took the term literally and made them black. That's what I think happened, because everything was burned, and if the fish was dehydrated, scorched carrots, yes, that's what she fed them. And that's, all they've been eating out there is meat. Meat this, meat that, meat this. So Tim is telling her to incorporate vegetables, and she's trying to, but we see Megan is not used to cooking vegetables. She's showing that with how she fixed that broccoli, how she's done those carrots. Has it even been another vegetable she's tried? Now the potatoes. Is that it for vegetables? I know she has every blue moon done a side salad. That's far and few in between. And thank goodness she doesn't have to cook that. No heat has to go to that, so she has saved their stomachs. He said selling her cooking for content. I know they're not making a lot of money off of it. I haven't looked at any of the numbers that they do for their cooking videos, but they can't be. It can't be like a get rich quick scheme. Can't be. Nobody's thinking, oh man, I can't wait to see what Megan's gonna cook next. I sure can't wait so that I can try it. Oh my God, did y'all see those carrots? I'm gonna make that for y'all tomorrow. That's the best blackened carrots, and I've never even heard of blackened carrots. That's the best blackened carrots recipe I've ever seen. But yeah, he keeps putting it out there like it's something to see. So that lets you know that Tim is always thinking about his stomach, his money and his stomach. That's it. Fish spaghetti. Yeah, what was that spaghetti? Oh, slop fish, garlic bread, fish, and fries. What was that? Lamb getty. Lamb getty. And was there any vegetable with the lamb getty? I don't think so. I don't think she did anything. Say. I'm not gonna say that out loud, but the veggies in the garden with, you know what you said. That's funny because that is so true. And I just can't imagine the smell over there. So you got those pigs over there in what he's calling the mini barn. Then you have the garden right next to it that's full of the pig mess. Then you have the chickens right there in the center. And then, well, the birds. And then the sheep going on around the corner. It's just a trail of just crap here, crap here, crap here, crap there. I can't imagine the smells out there. Then you turn around and go in the house, and if you go from outside to through that sliding door, now you got to smell that chair that Tim. You got to smell that chair that Tim sits in. And then go to the living room, and now they all congregated together, and you have to smell them, and they have not taken a bath. And he's the one that said that. So, I can't imagine the smells out there. I just cannot. Then they hoard trash. So I'm not sure, like, surely they have city trash that runs down there, but hopefully they regularly take out the trash, because that's something that we've never seen, or I've never seen, is them take the trash out. So hopefully they get rid of it regularly and don't just have a pile somewhere. But you have to. Yeah, those carrots were screaming for help, and nobody came to help them. Smelly tomatoes. Yeah, I can't imagine the flies that's gonna be out there over the summer. Like they're getting only a little break right now because it's cold outside, but those flies are gonna be something to deal with when summer rolls around, and you got that fresh garden out there that's full of mess, and those pigs down there. Ugh, and the pigs, their area sits low, so every time it rains, it just gets slimy and slushy down there. Ugh, yeah, I know. I know that their neighbors can smell them. I mean, for miles away. So Tim is adapted to his environment because yes, he smells like what's out there, and had enough nerve to admit it. Ugh. Let's see. Keeps hiding messages. I don't know why it keeps doing that. Dang it. Okay. Oh yes, Lord, I did. I forgot about that. The septic tanks and that sprayer system that they have. So you have to start there first before you get to the pigs. So you have where it's spraying, they mess out everywhere, and then the pigs. So it's just a full circle of that smell because when you go in the house, you get more of the same. So they just have a full circle going around there of those. Oh, good Lord. I forgot about that. Oh, oh, you can't turn anywhere without smelling something out there. I just know it smells bad. Family fertilizer. Oh my goodness. Goodness, goodness gracious. Oh, I'm sorry you're late. Yeah, we covered the cooking video. Now we just shooting the breeze for a little while. Um, but yeah, the smell, it just is continuous out there. So for a person that don't care about how they smell, which clearly is Tim, because he gave an excuse for why he smells like that because he's a man. So I guess because you're a man, you don't care how you smell. That's what he said. So maybe he can't smell himself because he's so surrounded by everything else that's smelling. And Megan has to tell him, you smell like outside. You smell just like outside. And I need for you to go take care of that. So I guess that's the one thing that Megan has been able to keep up with is her hygiene. To have to tell her husband and her boys, y'all need to go take care of that. Hmm. At least I hope she does. Yeah, that whole lot is a septic tank. It is. Especially since I was reminded about the sprayers. Like, woo. I just couldn't. I couldn't do it. I couldn't live out there. You couldn't pay me enough to live out there. If somebody said, would you live out there for $10 million? No, I'm good. Because I probably won't live past being out there because I'm going to contract something from walking around out there, from using the water out there. Just, you're going to contaminate everything like they've done just from being out there. Contaminated land, yes. I believe that they were spreading ringworm around out there. Hopefully, Tim saw the comments and they did some research on how to get rid of it. And I know that one of you all put in the comments a very long, detailed description of how they could treat that out there. Hopefully, he read it and they are doing something about it. But I believe it was ringworm as well, because that spreads very fast and easily. And the you see it immediately. And that's just what it looked like. Then you got Megan with whatever was on the back of her hand. Something was eating them alive out there. And now that we're talking about feces being everywhere out there, had to be ringworm. Had to be. And that's just so disgusting to me. With wetlands. Very possible. Very possible, because they just got like a little, looks like a little sliver of land that's in between larger uh pieces of land. So it's like, he did talk about how the water used to overrun that property and they had to divert it in different directions. So I'm yeah, yeah, I believe what you're saying about their property being wetlands. And those pigs are still down there in that. They're in the lowest part of their property. So when it rains, it goes right down there to those pigs. So even the leach field sits up higher than the pigs. So that's washing down there with them too. Going straight down that hill to where the pigs are that they eat. So just keep all of that in mind. Yeah, it's like a hand washing. I can't remember. It was a video I did. It was probably like closer towards the beginning of the summer, where I just really like went in on them and their hygiene. And Tim was the one that started it out, me talking about him, but I had to go around to all of them. And it's, was because Tim had talked about trying to highlight that they were washing their hands and being extra careful now that the boys were having to take care of the birds. But then we see one or two videos where they're being extra, showing, see, we got this dishwashing liquid out here, we washing our hands, and then you stop seeing it. Then he starts going in the kitchen with Megan and showing her cooking. You see how little she washes anything, from the dishes on down to the food that they're about to eat. Then if he wanted something clean, he would go get Megan to do it like he didn't know how to clean. And it just was like a slow rolling thing of noticing the hygiene is off down there. The sanitation doesn't exist down there. Megan showed herself cleaning the that happy camper, and she literally had, like, this is the cloth that I use to clean off my cameras and stuff, but it was about this size of a paper towel, and she took that and just wiped down every surface that she could with that one paper towel. And she would only fold it when it started, when she started having less surface to wipe with, but she still would just turn it a little and just still wiping every surface with that one paper towel. And then Tim is filming her to show us how she's cleaning and disinfecting that so that they could start working on it. That was her version of cleaning something. Then change that paper towel out for nothing. So we've been watching them contaminate everything from one episode to the next. Everything has been a slow contamination, and now it's eating them up out there. He said fingers. Yes, bless her heart. Megan is lost in the sauce, and she's trying, but she needs lessons. She needs somebody that can just like take her under their wing and show her. That's what I've said before. That's what our parents and elders in our family do for us. And Tim has cut her off from all of her wisdom. So she can't be having a random conversation with her mom and say, "Oh, this is what I cooked for dinner today, and this is how I cook this, and this is how I cook that." And her mom tell her, "Girl, that's not how you cook that. Let me tell you how to do this so next time you do it right." That's where we pick that wisdom up from, and she does not have that in her life. So she's just, you know, just doing what comes natural to her. I would think it would look different than what it does, but she's just doing what comes natural to her. But it's sad. It's really sad that he took her away from the knowledge that she could gain from having her mother, if her grandmother is still around, even her sister, just anybody. Everybody can give you a clue of how to do something better, and she doesn't have that. And then he can't teach her anything because he don't know anything. Even though he said he had a culinary degree, we've disproved that. So we know that that does not exist. So he can't teach her nothing in the kitchen because he don't know anything in the kitchen. She's teaching him what little bit she knows. And that's what, how to boil water? Yeah. Yes, I said a long time ago that Tim does not bathe. So for him to announce that, I'm just like, yeah, we're not surprised, Tim. I called that out a long time ago. You never had to say a word, and we know that you don't bathe. But to get up there and announce that, he had no shame. Your wife had to tell you you stink. You have two bathrooms in your house. You have two bathrooms, two tubs in your house. You have hot water. You have running water. And somebody has to make you go and wash yourself at your grown age. Meanwhile, you sitting up here talking about contractors that come out there and what you could have done better. You don't never, ever say anything else about another person when somebody has to tell you to go and wash your own behind. You don't get a right to tell nobody nothing. Ever again. Too grown for somebody to have to tell you to go take a bath. And he let it be known that this is how he does. This was not because of the weather. It wasn't because of the weather. That's what he does. It's like a bachelor pad out here. Just me and the boys. And your wife have to tell you you stink. Meanwhile, you trying to fix your lips to say what any contractor did out there. Prescription mouthwash to burn a whole new layer. This is like when he talks, his mouth looks nasty. It looks like, ugh, it looks like he always has cotton mouth. Like his spit is thick and like turn that fireplace off. Got hot. Like his spit is thick and like his mouth is just not clean. His mouth never looks clean, and that's an issue. Yet again, you're recording history and you don't care about how you look. Halitosis, that whole vessel needs to just start over. You breathing hot air and you walking around and spreading funk everywhere. He should have been embarrassed to say that. Even though we know it, you gonna have to prove that I don't take a bath, because I'm not gonna say it out my mouth. But he don't care. He looks it. He does look it. Hygiene just all the way off. I can't imagine how he would probably go into Home Depot or Lowe's trying to tell somebody off and smelling. Talking about people, trying to talk down to them because you got a little money in your wallet. Meanwhile, you he does look rusty. And meanwhile, you musty. And they're talking down to people, and they're like, at least I know how to take a bath before I go anywhere. Fresh Farm Funky. Yeah. Ooh, Lord. I can't even imagine, like, just going to bed with that. Can y'all? Like, he sits up late at night doing whatever he does, but eventually he's coming to lay down. And you have to just be like, or find that cover and just, ooh, oh, Lord, I can't. I can't imagine laying beside somebody that does not bathe regularly. I cannot imagine. But I know with the way that that chair looks, ooh, I can only imagine what those sheets look like. You know, the bed is always made. But if Megan is not washing those sheets regularly, my God. My God today. Woo. Maybe I can read this chat moving a little fast. Thank you for celibacy, Holy Spirit. I'm saying, like, you know, his subscribers love to make him out to be the best thing since sliced bread. And I'm like, if that's what y'all are comparing to being a good man, I would just stay single. I'm good on that. I don't want it. I don't want it. If that's what love look like, I don't want it. Please keep it far, far, far away from me. They made the baby funky. Yeah, because he's dependent on them to keep him clean. Well, he said that he did a warm bath for Megan and Benjamin. So Megan is still fully responsible for Benjamin at this point. So he's the only one that is still getting bathed regularly because she does. But the boys, so you know, we talked about their hair and the hair that they had lost, and we questioned then if the hair was, well, I did question if their hair was being shampooed. So if you're not washing your body, then your hair, of course, is not even a thought for you. So we know it's not getting shampooed. And when you lay on your pillow and you have what is it called, ringworm, it can spread from this side of your head to this side of your head to the back of your head. Whatever starts touching it is just going to spread. And because they're not bathing, they're literally spreading that everywhere. You know, they could have rashes and stuff in places that their clothes hide. It's just, you just never know. I really hate that for them. I do. I hope that they can start to learn from somebody how to be able to take care of themselves, because they deserve to know that. Oh, you said conceived? Ooh, that's a picture I don't want to picture in my head. Goodness gracious, I don't want to picture that. Ugh. Ugh. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it can spread anywhere. You know, if you have a ringworm, just say for instance it's on your arm and it start itching and you scratch it, then you don't wash your hands. and then you do this. You just spread it because that's just how easy it is to spread it. Then you go from this. Now your back itching. You do this. Like it's gonna go wherever that hand goes that you didn't wash. And they don't put emphasis. I'm angry with Megan for not making the boys be more routine with that. Like as a mom, if Tim has left it up to you to do all of that, why not teach them get in the shower? Get in the shower. Today, tomorrow, the day after that, every day get in the shower. And then this is how you use the soap and wash while you're in there. This is how you properly clean yourself. That's a parent's job. That's all of our job. You literally have to teach your children everything. And for the things you don't teach them, that's what they learn in society. And he said he was more worried about what they would learn with other people. Meanwhile, look at what they're learning with their parents. Don't pretend like them being at home is better just because there are things happening out in the world. If you're going to be causing more damage, by all means, they should be somewhere else learning. Can you imagine what somebody at school would have taught them about taking a bath or something? You know, there was this whole thing on TikTok. It might have been over the summer too, where they were saying that talking about who use a washcloth, who don't use a washcloth, um, people that get in the shower and will only wash the top half and then expect for the soapy water to run down and clean the rest of them. It was just all types of conversation about that. But there are a lot of people out there who don't know how to properly bathe themselves to where they can go out in society the next day and smell like they took a shower. So you have to be taught those things. And they're not being taught that. They're being taught the exact opposite of that. Take that do-rag off of Titus and put some ointment on his head. Yeah, it would be interesting to see what's up under that do-rag. The reason that we can't see his hair. That would be very interesting. He gets. Yeah, you have to love yourself more than you love somebody else, so that you're not letting somebody run over you. If they don't have your best interests at heart, then they'll never get a chance to take you down through there like that. You have to love yourself first, way more than you love the other person. Have to. Because we see now the results of loving somebody to the death of you. Say you mad at Megan for leaving her church and her upbringing. Helped him run his con on the church. I have no sympathy for Megan. And that's fair. You know, I know a lot of people feel the same way. So, you know, when it comes to Megan's teachings in the church and her deciding to do what she's doing, she will have to answer for that. I feel like she's wrong as well. But the way that I'm seeing their relationship, it's like things were taken from her a little at a time. Now, if you're thinking with the best intentions, but your partner is thinking how to get over on you, they will slowly have everything that you once had, and you're trying to figure out how it happened. There was a lady that was getting a divorce, and she was asking for advice because she said that her husband had asked her to be a stay-at-home mom all those years, and she didn't have any work experience. She didn't have any she didn't have any skills to go and get a job, and she didn't have a way to take care of herself. So they were saying, well, if he has, you all accumulated things, you can get half of that. But he had made everything to where she couldn't get anything when they got a divorce. So you can be put in a position to where you don't realize that your partner is doing you in until it's too late. And I feel like that has happened with Megan, because the video that we see where he has her so-called repenting, you can see where she's battling, but she's still standing up there and doing that. Now, is she doing that because she feels convicted to do it, or she's been forced to do it? And I felt like she was forced to do that. So now you don't have your job anymore. You can't go run into your coworkers and tell them anything. You're not in touch with your mom and your sister like you used to be, so you can't get on the phone and tell them anything. Her friend, if you're still in the live, you had mentioned how you used to talk to Megan and text her, and if he has cut off that communication, she has nowhere to turn to where somebody can remind her of who she is. And that's what he wanted. But you don't realize that that's happening until it's done. And you look around like, oh my God, where is my mother? Where's my sister? You know, where's my church family? He's taking it all from you. Where's my son's inheritance? He took it from you. Where's my independence? Where's my career? He took it from you. And that's what he has just slowly done to her, just taken everything from her. And she is looking at him expecting the best, and he's literally giving her the worst. And she keeps giving him chance after chance after chance. After you've been manipulated, after your mind is gone, they can do whatever they want to you. Like, she's just a vessel right now at his beck and call. Yes, he has all of his family and friends. Now he has run his family off. But his family was still trying to be there, and he still was allowing them to be there. And I did have an issue with that. We want to see Grandma Lily. We want to see a healthy relationship with you and your mom. But your wife deserves that same thing with her family. We don't mind seeing the people that you were incarcerated with and how you all have glowed up. But your wife deserves the same thing. She deserves to have friends and family in her life as well. We shouldn't be just seeing your side of the family. She doesn't even talk about her family. Everybody was just speculating at one point, especially after she had that surgery. We're thinking surely we're about to see her family, and we didn't. So it's like, what's really going on? Now, you can be miles away from family members so y'all don't get together, but now she just had a major surgery and we haven't seen her family. Something is not right, and those are things that he took from her so that he could get her where he wanted her, out there at the midnight hour, putting hay into a, what is that thing called? A porta hut or whatever that thing is called. That's what he wanted. I'll shovel, you handle the wheelbarrow every time. I'll record, and I'll record you doing the heavy labor every time. That's what he wanted, and that's what he got. He said the cousin cried when he had to leave. Maybe he keeps telling her he will never leave. I mean, if Tim left, where would he go? Like, well, I don't want to say that because a man will always find somewhere to go. So I don't want to act like he couldn't go somewhere. Um, yeah, I don't want to do that. Yeah, she doesn't know how to get out of it. He's left her with no resources to get out of it. She doesn't have money to get out of it. Um, he controls that. Like, I really don't know how their finances go because Megan is always the one that has to go into the bank to handle things, but Tim is the one that decides what is purchased. Love after lockup, boy, if never any truer words than that one. Love after lockup, yes, ma'am. And they be going down through there. I saw where one of the women had been arrested not too long ago who had married one of the guys who had been released. I didn't read her story to find out what happened, but yes, love after lockup. That's a good one. Love during and after lockup. Yeah, so um I don't remember where it was. I don't know if I watched it somewhere or if y'all said it in the comments that y'all felt like they knew each other while he was still locked up. Um I remember hearing that somewhere, but I can't remember where it was now. But I remember that. So that's a possibility. It was in the comments because y'all were talking about something with the prison ministry. Yeah, that was just like a few videos ago. Don't let Diddy near him if he goes back. He might want to be over in Diddy's corner. Yeah, somebody did say prison ministry hooked them up, but I know I read that in the comments. Like, I can't remember after which reaction it was what we were talking about, but it was in this past week. Yeah, I can't remember what video it was. Oh yeah, God would definitely provide if she takes that first step, but she's gonna have to do that. There are a lot of resources out there for her to be okay, but she's just gonna have to have that moment where she's like really fed up and is ready to fight for, even if not for herself, for the children. Um, I just, I've always tried to stay out of relationship type of business, like trying to give people relationship advice. This is what you should do. This is what you need to do. This is what I would do if I was you. Um, but with this particular situation, I don't see Tim changing. I don't see him caring to change. And so I would hate to see a woman continue to go down this path with somebody who feels like they're always right. It don't matter what anybody says. It doesn't matter what happens around him. He will still find a reason for it to be somebody else's fault. And so I would not recommend for her to stay in that situation and to just, fight for you and your boys. Yes, they do have to want to help themselves, and it does. She just, She hadn't had enough yet. I just don't think she's had enough yet. You can see that she's not happy. She's depressed, but you don't see her trying to fight for herself. It could be where he asked her to do something, and I don't think she wants to do it, but she'll give that little laugh and do it anyway. She's just not fighting for herself yet. So until she starts doing that, all we can do is pray for her, and just pray that nothing happens that can't be undone. She is beaten down. Yes. So, when you're beaten down, you don't even know or feel your self-worth. And it's so many women that fall in that category. You just be like after they leave and you ask, why didn't you leave? They were too weak to leave. They couldn't even think straight. What does it say? Yeah, he's a low down person for sure. But she picked up the wrong one. I know she'd be thinking sometimes, can I throw this one back and get a different one? Have to gather her things and her children and leave. Yeah, and with the way they're living out there, she's not gathering much. Shoot, Megan and the boys could leave with the clothes on their back and do better the next day with some assistance. They could, cause go to a shelter. So, it's where you say you can't text. Oh, yeah, it's hard. Like when you want to see better for somebody, it gets it can get you down because you want to help, you want to make the situation better, and there's nothing that you can do right then. But I just feel like in God's timing, if this is what when she gets fed up, she will be okay. When she decides that I have had enough, let me reach out to somebody. I've had enough. And I feel like the day is coming. We when he was doing one of those cooking videos about her, somebody had jokingly said in the comments he should have been getting the animals prepped while he was in her face with that camera. And I agreed. So then we get the video where he's prepping the animals, which I'm going to cover tomorrow. He's prepping the animals, but they're in the midnight hour. It's like a light bulb went off. Oh, I know it's last minute, but let's get out here and get this ready, which is what he should have been doing. So now he's pressed for time, but he knew that the season was here. Like, why weren't you getting that stuff together in the first place? Why did it have to be bad weather coming? It was already that season. To me, it's the same as getting firewood together. Get the animals prepped for this weather. I still don't feel like those birds were prepped just because they got that little metal roof. The sides are wide open. Yeah, we talk about them, but it's still definitely a very real situation going on out there. And that's the point in all of it. Megan being in that kitchen cooking is just free comedy, and I can't pass it up. If he wants to show it, I can't pass it up. But there's still a very real situation going on out there that we have to always keep in mind. Like, if we were to just remove the TV screen and actually look at them as a, a family member that's going through this, what do you want to see for them? What measures would you take to make sure that the family member is okay? Um, Seeing the boys out there and it's cold as it is and they're in shorts. So yeah, we have to always remember that it's a real situation, even in the comedy of it. Um, if Megan were ever to leave this situation and somebody sat down and taught her something about cooking, she would probably have a moment where she's embarrassed because she'll think back to what she was doing and realize, my goodness, I really was lost in the kitchen. But she doesn't really know because she's out there by herself making stuff up. And her husband can read in the comments that somebody would do it a different type of way and he's not going to tell her. What does this say? She could start her own YouTube channel. And we had mentioned that before, like, shoot, back when he first turned the comments off, like, if Megan just did this on her own, her and the boys, that's who people are tuning in to see anyway. She would have her subscriber count immediately and be able to monetize and keep things going for her family. And I feel like we would start seeing genuine things. So if she says God, you're going to believe that that's what she's talking about. When she recites a scripture, she's going to keep it in context. She's going to know what she's talking about. Her natural motherly instincts will come out, and she will start to teach her boys things that they need to know, like bathing, reading correctly. She would put them in school. I know she would. But the ruler out there keeps her where she is, and that's just sad. It's really sad. Tell Oprah to do a show on her. They more of a Dr. Phil type of thing because they need somebody to go up in here. Oprah would expose them, but they need help. And yeah, I think they need to be on Dr. Phil. But somebody needs to intervene on their behalf. But for anybody to do anything like that, they would have to fly out to them, and Tim not gonna go fly and get help nowhere. They barely made that vacation happen. Yes, her mother is still with us. So I just covered a video um, with her and her mom because he's only ever shown her once in their recordings. So I just did a video about her mom, but I have two on my channel that it's the same video, but I've covered it two different times of Megan and her mom. So I don't remember the name of either one of them, but in the thumbnail you'll see Megan with a woman, and that's her mom. So yeah, her mom is still with us, and we don't know the dynamics of why they don't communicate, but she is. And that's just how strange it is. People know who Megan and Tim are and are that unaware of anything going on with her side of the family. And, you know, I can understand people wanting their privacy. So if her family doesn't want to be filmed, I 100% agree with that. They shouldn't be. They shouldn't be talked about if they don't want to be talked about. But just to know, like, oh, I talked to my mom today, or yeah, my mom said this, or my sister, I called her and we talked for a while. Like, just mentioning the fact that you even still have them in your life, it's just odd. Yeah, the last one that I did was last week, and then the other one it's been months ago. But um, that is the only time we've seen her mom. So he said that Megan used to be a tough cookie, and they talked about that. How she used to. Basically, I just feel like she was voicing her opinion, but Tim don't want nobody talking back, so he made a big issue of it. But he has taken that from her. So the little fight that she still had in her, he took it out of her, and that was part of her repenting. Is because she was being authentic to herself, and Tim wants it to go his way. So he was in his feelings that he was trying to convince her that they needed to be going to multiple churches, joining these churches, and serving in different parts of the church. And she didn't feel that that was right. So he finally talked her into believing that that was what they were supposed to be doing. And she had a conflict with that. So she used to fight back, but I just feel like it all went down for Megan, downhill for her when she left her job, because that was her last resource or last connection with the outside world without going through Tim. That hurt her. Thank you. I try not to drag them. Now, I'll drag Tim, but I still try to be somewhat respectful in that because, like I said, we are talking about real people. Um, I don't know. I was raised to not be that type of person. So he irritates my soul. I can tell you that. And I really hate to see how he treats his family and that he gets away with it. Like, that's probably the biggest thing. It's like, if it's in you to be that person, so be it. But the fact that he keeps getting to inflict that same pain on them day after day, it's infuriating. It's like, oh, would somebody please wake up out there and y'all get help already? But she's not tired enough yet, so yes, he has them in solitary confinement. He does. That's exactly what he does. That gate locked and nobody comes or goes. They can't do anything but what he tells them that they can do. Y'all can sit down there in that room, but be quiet and keep that light off because I don't want to have a high electric bill. We'll call y'all when it's time for y'all to come and eat your one meal for the day or your second meal for the day. Because I don't think they get 3 square meals a day. I don't. Um, he just I don't know. I'm speechless for to even describe how Tim has stuff going on out there. But it's hard to watch. I hate it. I hate it for his entire family, even the family members he doesn't deal with anymore, because that for them not to be talking means he still took them through something. Comb your beard and even it out. Yeah, about the open shelves. Yeah, he said so she wouldn't be slamming doors. So that's still when she was had her own independent thinking and ways. And he didn't want her to be able to express that anymore. So you're not getting cabinets in this kitchen because you're not going to be slamming no doors. If you're upset, I don't want to know you're upset. I'm not going to give you the freedom to slam something. Just controlling everything. Remodeling a house and telling her what she not going to get so that he can stay happy. Financial independence gives you, yes, yes, choices and freedoms. It does. And he took Megan's financial independence. Megan was the breadwinner for them up until these past couple of years. Megan has been the breadwinner the entire time that they've been married, up until his recent success with YouTube. And he took that from her. So when he wanted something, he still had to go through Megan to make it happen. And now it has it has flipped. So to me, I'm seeing a man who his entire time is thinking, I can't wait until I'm the one calling the shots. I can't wait until she can't tell me no ever again. I can't wait until I'm the one telling her no. And he finally got his way. Yeah, if she snaps, it's gonna be epic for real. And that's exactly why that show exists, is because it's epic. When you've held a person down for so long and they finally get an ounce of freedom, it's gonna be epic. And I feel like the more that we stay encouraging for her, the more people she has praying for her, eventually her day has to come where she just snaps out of that and decide to fight. I'm not talking about a physical fight, but she just decides that she's ready for her situation to be better. That she know that this is not what God wanted for her, to be a doormat for somebody who doesn't even practice her religion in the right way. Misquotes scriptures, doesn't open his Bible and read it. And we can just go down that list of that too. So her day is coming, and it will be epic. Nope, the hair doesn't get brushed or moisturized ever, 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 ever. I did a whole video about that, and then a few videos later, they had Benjamin holding a brush, a hairbrush, and he said something about it. Hadn't seen that brush since then, and it looked brand new then. Brush has not made a guest appearance since then. The boy's hair is always dry and rolled up on their head when it starts getting longer. The day that Tim cuts their hair is the only day that it looks decent. They will sleep on their hair, and you can tell the next day that they slept on it. And nobody says go and comb your hair. Go brush through your hair. Go wash your face. Did you brush your teeth today? Did you just get out the shower? Change your drying towel out. It's time for you to change your drying towel. Like, none of those type of things happen. The boys aren't taught anything about hygiene. Yeah, she knows it's wrong. And that's why I'm just ready for the day that she speaks up and says no more. No, no more. I've had enough of this. I'm tired of playing. I'm ready for a new storyline. Yeah, he does need to be a patient. He could stand some treatment. That's why I said Dr. Phil instead of Oprah, because he needs some help. Even if it never changes his mind, he just still needs somebody to talk to him and let him know for every wrong thing that he does, this is what's wrong, this is what I'm diagnosing, and this is what you need to do to help that. Just the amount of money that he has made and the things that the children don't have irritates me. Me too. Me too. And especially because he's making the money because of the kids. Like I said, none of us were tuning in to see Tim after we realized that he was just blowing hot air, that nothing that he said that channel was about was actually what it was about. We lost interest in him. So now what are Megan and the boys doing? That's what people were tuning in for after that. So the money that he's making is because of his family. They don't get shoes when they need them, clothes when they need them. They don't get fed the right, proper amount of food. He's denying them education. What else? So many things. Oh no, he's not going to display that with men. Like, even when he talks about the contractors, he says it behind their back. Tim is never going to speak up to a man like he does with Megan and like he did with his mom. Um, he tries to act like he has this type of presence, but I noticed, like, if it is a black man, he is a little more aggressive with them. But if it's a white man, it's always, yes, sir, yes, sir, no, sir, yes, sir. Don't matter the age. So he is more aggressive with black men than he is with white men. But men in general, he definitely respects them more than he does women. He does not have that same energy. Yeah, it has to be something to why he is out there in the country behind that locked gate. Because it just doesn't make sense to me. You had a house in the city, you started a ministry in the city, and then you want to run to the country and start from scratch. And then when you get down there, you lock the gate. Why? Then if you go into the city, it's like you sneaking into the city. You don't want to run into nobody. You try to get in and get out. Yep. Something is off about it. Then he talks his mom into moving close to where he is instead of where she wanted to move to. So now he has her relocating her life to a different area. So if I'm going to have you in my life, you need to be accessible to me. So let me put you 5 minutes up the street from me. And so we're not having to drive like we used to have to. Like he did same, yes. Like he did same, or like he tried to do same. Yes, very disrespectful. And he thought what he was doing was funny. And all he was doing was feeling intimidated. Because you're looking at somebody who now you're having to play catch up to. Everything that you're trying to do, he's already done it. Tim didn't realize that. They started talking. He starts learning more about what he got going on. Oh, you got employees? Oh, you got property? Oh, you know how to remodel? Oh, you really know what you're doing? He didn't know how to handle that. So it's like, I guess I'm going to have to try to treat him like Megan and talk crazy and cut him down and see if that worked. I didn't introduce you to my subscribers, making them think that I'm about to show somebody that I taught something to. And here you are teaching me stuff. I can't have that. I can't have you making me look like I'm the one that's behind. Let me cut you down. And that's what he did. doubt he apologized to the people that he robbed, because he doesn't have that type of personality. He admits he did it because it's out there. It's like, public record. But to apologize means that he's gonna have to find something in here. So I don't see him apologizing to anybody. Saying selling his music online. Is he? I haven't been able to catch his videos here lately, but I need to go catch up on those. He can't even afford more land or cows. No. I think he spent so much money up front, poor money management, that he's been having to try and save to do these projects now. Which, they're still making a decent amount of money. And other than that equipment, the house is paid for. He made it seem like all of the materials, construction materials, were being paid for up front. So if they didn't get a credit card and charge that up, even though he did get to Home Depot and mention a credit card when it came to Grandma Lily, if they have not charged up a credit card, he should not have a lot of bills. But he talks about debt-free living, and it's questionable if they're actually debt-free out there. It's questionable. Did you pay for all of your equipment in cash? Did you finance anything? Did you actually use that credit card, that hypothetical credit card that you were talking about with your mom? So he could have some bills floating around out there that makes him have to make better money. But if not, then he should still be getting paid well enough to be doing better than the stuff that we see him doing. Because he definitely has money for pecans and steaks. So, what are y'all saying? Sane's kids finish high school, can read and write, uh, drove his daughter to college. Exactly. Exactly. And then, it just still goes all over me when Sane was celebrating his birthday and Tim got in the comments trying to make him seem like he was out of order for enjoying himself. Talking about, basically he should have been handling business and worried about vacations later. But you're playing catch up to him. He's been taking care of business. That's how he could afford the vacation or the birthday in the first place. Mind your business. That's a grown man. How you going to tell another grown man how he should be living? Then literally a year later, he's doing the same thing. A year later, he's doing the same thing. He he has to be the star of the show even when he's not. So a contractor come out there, they know how to do their job. He got something to say about it. Your friend from prison came out, he's doing well, got something to say about it. He's not right. Say they're about as debt free as a brand new mortgage. I'm feeling that. That's what I'm feeling. I know he talks debt free, but we also know that the things that comes out of Tim's mouth most of the time are not the truth. So I don't think that they're debt free out there. I just think it was something he said to make himself sound like he was doing what he was supposed to be doing. But no, I don't think that he's debt free out there. And he talks about mortgages, but that equipment out there could easily be a mortgage. sorry, saying, yeah. Oh, you said insane at first. Okay, yeah. Yes, he was a real contractor and he knew what he was doing. Yes, he did. And Tim didn't expect that. And he even said it in the video. He didn't expect to see the professionalism. He didn't expect to see that the crew was working with him like he was, listening to him, that all of them knew what they were doing, like they were working like they had worked together before. You do this, you do this. Everybody knew their job and they did it efficiently. He didn't know how to take that. They're hiding from someone. Something's not adding up. Grandma Lily, check your credit. Yeah, hopefully Grandma Lily didn't let them put nothing in her name. I doubt she did, though. Seemed like she still understood the power of the word no more than her son thinks she did. She just was giving him a chance to see if he had matured any, and Tim has shown that he has not matured. He's still that person. The same one that y'all say claimed her edges, he's still him. What's this? Oh, you saying her information is in the laptop? Well, he's been to jail once, so hopefully he's not trying to get back there faster way with a whole different type of crime. Because I wouldn't be able to get to the police fast enough to file a report if you've been playing with my credit because something was left in your computer. I wish you would. What? Oh my goodness. Did that happen? So, I remember when the blow up happened between Sane and Tim, but I missed it. So, um, I was keeping up with when he introduced him to everybody, and they would go to each other's channel and do different things. But then when they fell out with each other, I had started a new job, so my schedule was different, and I fell off watching it just long enough to miss all of that. So then when I get back on YouTube, there's some reaction videos out there to what happened, but whatever Sane had said, he had taken down, and then Tim acting like nothing happened. So not gonna get anything from his side. So I still, was never privy to what happened. I just knew something had happened. And, judging by how he treated him in front of us, I wouldn't have wanted anything to do with him either. You're not going to treat me and talk to me any type of way because you have this platform. And then I'm telling you that it's about God. I'm talking about saying, I'm telling you it's about God, and I mean that. So you're not going to have me out here acting and looking any type of way because you out here acting like that. Yeah, Sane ran and did not look back, and that's the best thing to do. Drop all dead weight. Do not let them pull you down. Like they say, a person that don't have nothing to lose will help you lose everything. Oh, that porch is gonna take a minute. First he'll say it's time for the porch project, then he'll go back to it's time for the skirting. Then now he's adding a back porch, and oh well, let's do this project first, and um I'm resting up for this next big project, and I still think he's trying to get enough financing together to make this thing happen. So the more videos and months that accumulate can be the more paychecks he has to make this thing happen. That's what I believe. Um, he pretended like he was going to hire people to do it, but that was just for content and again to get somebody else's blueprint of how they would make it happen. Now he's had to go and do his research to figure out how he's going to build it because he doesn't know what he's doing. Um, what can I do to make this big massive porch and not pull my trailer over? So I believe between research and reeing up on his money is what we're watching right now. Yep, that fresh farm got them down there sick now. It most definitely does. As soon as the weather breaks, he's going to dip. Yeah, Grandma Lily trusted saying, like, you can, when you know a person knows their job and then they have good character, I'm going to leave you to do what you do. Um, so, yeah, she trusted him a lot, and I would have too. Tim, love to talk about what he can do, and then we watch him hack stuff up, halfway do stuff, 75% finish everything. Hadn't 100% finished anything out there. The kitchen, he said, was completed. The dishwasher is not hooked up. Um, it seemed like it was something else that I'm forgetting about the kitchen. I can't remember. Something else in the kitchen, but the dishwasher for sure. Somebody said the washing machine or the dryer had broken down, and then he never showed if he actually went in there, did the baseboards and all that type of stuff, fixed that little closet thing that was in there. He never showed if he actually did any of that. Their bathroom was never finished. No, their bathroom was never started. Uh, their bedroom looks like a construction zone, so the progress it had made has gone backwards. None of the closets were touched. Um, that's all I can think about for the inside right now, but I know I'm missing some stuff. Then the shed shack is wide open for the elements to get in and do whatever it wants to. The window is cracked. He said he probably won't ever replace it. Uh, the happy camper was never finished when he started it. Uh, Lord, what other projects? He has that big hole in that trailer that he covered with the pallet, and now he's covering it with house wrap, when he should have been out there welding something, because he had a video saying he had just learned how to weld. Why are you not out there welding stuff and being a man on your farm, using all that equipment you got out there, instead of being in the house up under Megan, letting the boys get an education? We hadn't seen them in the classroom since when? It's just, he never finishes anything. That's my point. He never finishes anything. Yep, those funds, I believe they're dry. So he's having to let them accumulate. He has to see what each month is going to give to let him know how much closer he is to being able to start a project. And not this month. Okay, let's get a couple more months in. Let me just, find some fillers in the meantime. Okay, we'll get the boys in the classroom. Okay, Megan, you gonna start cooking. Okay, we're about to go on a health journey. And he just finding stuff to film other than what he said he was gonna do. That porch project started, woo, we probably working up on a year now, almost, when he first mentioned it, because that was when he took the contractors from his mom's house and had them come down there to pretend like he was getting a quote, but he was just getting the blueprint of what they would do, and said, well, we might be about to get a porch, like he was about to make something happen right then. Just hyping people up and never did do anything. Exactly. There's no reason for them not to be in the classroom if they're homeschooled. We've seen everything but them actually learning, and the few times that Tim has gone in there interrupting popcorn parties and about to start a spelling test, about to um digital books now. We didn't see no education going on in there. So, mm. Scene one, action. You right. Scene one. It's always a scene somewhere. He trying to do as many scenes as he can to get some money to build a porch. He has her using a washboard, does he? Does he have her using a washboard? You know, I always talk about Little House on the Prairie, but it only it only refers to or pertains to Megan and the boys, not to Tim. He will break her back if he could. And then after it's broken, he's still going to expect for her to get up and do what he wants done. He does not care. She has all those modern conveniences in there, and he still does not want her to be comfortable. He won't hook up the dishwasher so that she could be more efficient in the kitchen. That's loosely said, but he won't make it easier for her to be a better housewife. And now talking about a washboard? Really? Oh my goodness. What y'all say about the pecans? The funds are getting low. Buying steaks to look rich. Said buying steaks and pecans to look rich. And that's where his priorities lie. His stomach. So let me waste some money buying all this expensive stuff that makes me happy. Meanwhile, we can leave out of this store not having everything that all of our children need. We can walk out of this store and my wife not get a new blouse. Megan has washed some of her clothes until the color has changed. She has dried her clothes to the point that the size has changed, and she still is not getting new things. The last thing I saw her in that looked new was a big T-shirt that looked like it was his. Looked like she had on a man's T-shirt. But you can afford to order steaks. You can order pecans that literally cost more than your Dinette said. Those priorities, they are everywhere but in the right place. If you spent $125 on pecans, you would have pecan everything. I would too. I would have pecan everything. Everything. And that's what he should have been doing, was making more videos about that. You spent $130 on it, and y'all look like y'all might be struggling. You need to make that money make some money for you. Spending that 130, you need to make it make some money for you. But he did one video and he was done with it. And Megan bakes better than she cooks anything, so it would have been better for her to just keep playing with those pecans and baking stuff instead of these meals that we're seeing, because I'm tired of steaming. I don't want to see Megan steam nothing else. She started out with steaming broccoli, and now she's just steaming crazy. Going from shrimp to crab legs. Just steam this and steam that. Stop it. No empathy. Yes, no empathy. None. And that's why I feel like he needs counseling, because somebody needs to give him some coping skills, because we know it's not going to ever just naturally come from his heart. Give him some coping skills so he can rationalize the stuff that he's thinking and the actions that he's taking. Somebody talking about getting her a unit. I missed that. I still wonder why Titus needed cleats as well. Because if it was to play anything, who is he playing with? And why don't they need cleats as well? Megan did want a bike, and she said that, and she meant it. She said it in the store, and then, there's a scene where she's riding Junior's bicycle. She wanted a bicycle. Megan used to walk, so she's used to being an active person. She used to get up and go to her job faithfully, and she doesn't get to put that type of energy out anymore. Tim only wants her walking around that house doing stuff. She asked for an outlet, and he ignored her. Now he got outlaw. He got that tractor. He got rooster. He got the air rifle. Um, what else am I missing, y'all? Uh, that's all I can think of right now. But she asked for a bicycle, and he couldn't do that for her. Meanwhile, he will film her in the kitchen. Tim will make an entire video about Megan cooking, which means that she generated that income, and she can't even go and get a bicycle. Yes, a $400 battery, those pecans, those steaks, that Sunday ticket. Somebody said that was $500 for the Sunday NFL ticket. Um, what else? It's just endless what Tim gets out there, what he's gotten for himself. And she asked for a bicycle, and he ignored her. He did not honor her request. Then when she got on Junior's bicycle and rode it like a normal person would, he kept trying to clown her like she was doing something wrong. Yeah, he never replaced her vehicle, but they could afford a down payment for her a car. Like, be realistic. She doesn't need a cash car. They can afford a down payment for Megan a car so that she can get around and she can make her payments. Debt freedom is nice, but if you're not in the position for it, you're just not. And I think Tim misspoke. He saw his channel taking off, so now he wants to preach debt freedom, but then he couldn't sustain that. They've cut back their lifestyle a whole lot from all that stuff he was doing before because the numbers dwindled down and he made Megan quit her job. So whereas before they had YouTube plus Megan's job, he's retiring her, then messes the channel up so bad that he can't finance things like he was before. And that's another thing. Like, how do you not think about your family when you've asked your wife to leave her job? So now my actions count even more. Let me not tick people off and mess up what I have going on for us. Just selfish. Mm. What's this? Oh, he bought a $400. See, I saw that alternator video, but I didn't watch it. So he bought a $400 battery charger to replace it. I even saw a young female on TikTok today, and she was saying that she had gone somewhere and paid to have her alternator fixed, and it had already messed up on her. So she was going to do it herself, and she did it herself. Changed that alternator out for free. Of course, she had to buy the part, but she did it herself, and she didn't have a $400 battery charger either. Yes, that's the pecans on the floor behind the couch. He bought that big box of pecans. As he said, the first box that they bought was the smaller box. And I can't remember what the price was for those, but they decided to, well, he decided to order the larger box because they went through the other ones so fast. So that was the box that they had sitting on that table, and they just discarded it behind that sofa. Probably got bugs and stuff crawling in it by now. But yes, that's what that is. Yeah, it is serious. It will take a move of God for her to get out of this situation, but we know God is able. Um, like I said, I don't feel like she's at that point yet to want to be out of it, but we know that she's not happy. You can see the depression on her. You can see her body failing her. Like, just us talking about her hair coming out. Why is she losing her hair? What's causing that? What's going on for her not to have her hair in her head? I hope they get freedom also. I believe that they will. I just will speak life into the situation. They will get freedom. What day and time this will happen, we don't know. But it's going to happen for them. It has to happen for them. God is using all of us to shine a light on the situation. So she has thousands of people that are pulling for her to get out of this situation. Free the labor workers from massa. They're gonna be free. It's gonna happen. We'll all get to rejoice like we did about that card table coming in there for, for them to eat at. We'll be able to celebrate. Like, she did it. She got free. She gonna start her own page. You just have to keep speaking it. Have to stay prayerful. Yes. When they talk about people standing in the gap, that's what this season has to be, is standing in the gap. You see somebody who you know is lost because you know what their former self was like. So what are you going to do to make sure that you stay aware of what's going on with her so that you can pray on her behalf, so that you can um, just always be mindful of the situation that they're going through, not let her be forgotten, and always just be a victim of a narcissist, a evil person. Wait all day to see if they like crab. Yeah, poor babies didn't even know how to eat it. I mean, they eat Megan's cooking, so they're gonna like the crab. You know, if you eat a crab leg with no seasoning on it, it tastes good. Like, I need seasoning. Excuse me. I need seasoning, but it tastes good without it. So they'll like the snow crab, but will they get full and stay full? If I get a seafood boil, I'm getting full because of everything combined together. So I've got corn on the cob, I've got snow crab, I've got the sausages, I've got shrimp, uh, what else? A boiled egg. Like, all of those things combined together fill you up. But what she cooked for them, they're going to be hungry again. We all know this. They will get up from the table and be full momentarily. And yet again, by the midnight hour, their stomach's going to be growling. Yes, you can see her decline. Um, like him showing her wedding picture shows us a version of her that we were never introduced to. But if we go back and look at Megan when we all first started watching, you can see her decline. You can see that that person no longer exists. And Megan never did a lot to her hair since he's been filming her. But she still would like keep her a little tight bun, and she actually had hair that would go into a bun. The video with her and her mom, her hair still would go in a bun. That season is when she starts losing her hair. So her hair is already being stressed out from the commute that she's having to take, because at that point she still had her job, but she just moved further from it. So now she has a commute. Then when she gets home, she still has to be the boys' teacher, because she would so-called give them assignments to do while she was at work. Tim would say the boys are in homeschool while he's outside piddling around. But really, the boys were doing what they wanted to do, and he was doing what he wanted to do. But she still had to come home and be a mother, a teacher, and a wife. No time for Megan. So this is when we start seeing her hair come out. It's getting stressed out from the workload that's on her. And he never let up on her. He just kept giving it to her and kept giving it to her. And so that's where we are today. Yep, a fold-away dining table that he called an island. Tim said that's an island. He wanted us to make believe with him for a little while. Color purple vibes for sure. For sure. The way that Mr. treated her, and there was no love in that relationship. And he worked her she was just tired. She stayed in the kitchen and watching his kids. And he tried to break her every chance he got. That's exactly the vibes that it's given. It's the color purple. No, she didn't like that table. You could read it on her face. She said one thing. Are y'all still there? And can you hear me? Can y'all hear me? Okay. My phone died. So, my bad. My phone died on me. Hello? Hello, everybody. Okay, thank you. Yep, I had to go plug everything up real fast. It just went dead on me. Okay, good. Everybody can hear me. Trying to see what I missed. Yeah, no, he didn't report it. It was just my I thought my phone was fully charged, but I guess not. So it just blacked out on me. And I still have my iPad going, so I saw that the live was still going, the live feed, just not the camera. So I had to plug it up real fast. Tim tried to get me. He wish. We are still over here trying to figure out how to save Megan. That's the task at hand. Save Megan. Did you ever, Megan, Tim, purchase a generator too? Megan dreams about freedom. I would believe that. I would definitely believe that she dreams about freedom. Nene, I agree with you. I'm going to talk about that tomorrow when I cover that other video. I agree with everything that you just said. She is in a sunken place for sure. And that's so sad. He's filming his wife knowing that he has her in such a bad place, and he does not care. He does not feel convicted by it at all. Yep, she wanted a man that bad. Megan's eyes don't lie. They don't. They don't. That will be a powerful testimony. Yes, and we've all seen it, so we know. Like, yes, he brought her out of a horrible situation. You wanted to do Grandma Lily watch them? Probably. She probably doesn't. I wouldn't think that she faithfully watches, but just to, keep a eye on what's going on, she probably does watch it. Because I'm sure he showed her how to do all of that. He had to teach her a lot about YouTube when he first started filming her, but she had become a pro at it. She started off a little shaky with it, but Miss Lily had gotten good with recording herself and documenting stuff and communicating with everybody. So I'm sure she looks in every now and then to see what foolishness is going on out there. And glad she don't have to deal with her son anymore. Yeah, Noah don't play about his stomach, so his eyes don't lie either. And yeah, he told the truth. Yeah, he probably watching now under some unknown account. Mm, yeah, it's probably like what, 9 o'clock there. Is it 9 o'clock? Are y'all in a different time zone in Mississippi? Megan might still be up now though, but for sure they sent the boys to their room for the night. Teach who how to edit. Megan, that would be giving her way too much freedom. Yeah, him buying them those lightsabers after talking about magic and stuff was crazy. And then I had also covered in a video that in that same house that they stayed in, they had a Harry Potter room that they didn't show on video, but they stayed in a house with a Harry Potter room, which is all about sorcery and magic. So out of all the houses that they chose, they could have chosen one with different themes. Because if I was able to find it online, then I know when they rented it as an Airbnb, it showed all of the themes for those rooms. And so he just be talking for the camera, just saying whatever he can say. Okay, you said Mississippi is an hour behind. That's what I thought. Oh, behind? Or ahead? It's 8:37 here. So is it? I thought it would be like 9:37. You're saying it's 7:37 in Mississippi? Are you saying it's an hour behind you? Okay, so where? Well, it don't matter. You don't have to tell me where you live. Okay, East Coast. Got you. Got you. Got you. Um. Okay. Yeah. Got you. Okay, it's 9:35. Okay. Yeah, I live in um Texas now. I was in Vegas, but I'm in Texas now, so um you know, having to adjust to time zones, but it's all good. Okay. Mississippi is CDT. Yeah, autocorrect be messing me up a lot too. Sometimes when I'm responding to the messages under a video, I will use the voice thing and I'll go back and read some of mine like, whoo, it messed me up. All kinds of typos. Okay, Texas and Mississippi is in the same time zone. Okay. So yeah, it's a little early for him, so he might not be able to be in the live because Megan probably still up. That was why I had asked that. Doesn't sleep because of comments and reaction channels. Whew, and I know that's got to be a lot of research. I don't go thumbing through other people's comment sections, but I know that mine be deep over here. So if y'all do comments like that for everybody, oh, he be reading till his heart is content. I know he not getting no sleep. And then on top of the comments, trying to actually do what people said in them, he getting spread thin. I think next time I'm going to have to like single some people out and just ask y'all to come up and be a co-host and send you the link, because I had people volunteer. Actually, people ask, um, and then I couldn't find nobody when it was time. And I don't know if, it could have been a schedule thing, but, you know, everybody doesn't want their faces seen either, and I can understand that. So I'm gonna have to see the people that are wanting to um, come up and talk. Who is that? You're in the DFW area. I'm in the outer skirts of the DFW area. Yep, I believe that they have a ringworm as well, because Edge is just slowly coming up missing. And the boys have never combed their hair, but they always had hair. You could see that it wasn't combed because they had hair. So when you start seeing those patches and stuff missing like that, something is going on. And so he cut their hair as low as he could. But of course, their hair is growing back, and it's not going to be growing back in those spots that haven't been treated. So let me cover this up so that they'll be quiet. And all he's doing is covering it up and allowing it to fester in there if they're not treating it. Yeah, it is about time to say goodnight. Y'all always have me out here for a minute. You're in North Louisiana? Yeah, very close to Louisiana. So, um, years ago, I used to live in Texarkana. So, I was, really close to Shreveport then. Um, so I'm very familiar with Louisiana. Oh, you're in Shreveport? Okay, so yeah, I'm very familiar with Shreveport. Me and my friends used to take girls' trips there. Um, it's been years ago now, though, but we would choose a place, and we ended up in Shreveport a few times. Um, but yeah, I stayed in Texarkana, Texas, and Arkansas. Started out in Arkansas and then moved to the Texas side. Um, so we would go to Shreveport for different things. Um, I have an ex in law that lives in Shreveport. They were ex military. Um, and then I used to live in Atlanta, and I would drive back and forth a lot. So I would always be going through Shreveport when I drove to Atlanta or was driving here from Atlanta. Very familiar with Shreveport. Oh, thank you, Jeep Girl. Thank you. That means a lot. I'm on the inside looking out, so I really don't know how the lives, look to everybody else. So I'm glad that y'all enjoy it. I really am. You have property in Texarkana? Okay. Yeah, I lived in Texarkana for like 5 years. Um, I was part of a ministry there. Yeah, that's my old stomping grounds is Texarkana. I've done so much moving since then. My goodness. Property in Houston, Belcher. Where's that? Wascom. I hadn't heard of that one before. Come to Florida. Man, I want to come back to Florida. So I went to Miami. Man, it's been a year already. So I went on vacation a year ago to South Beach, and I loved it. And I literally just changed my screensaver on my phone to that because I'm like, I have to remind myself of that feeling so that I can go back very soon. So I really want to go to Florida. I really do. I need some sand and some palm trees in my life, and I'm tired of this cold weather. My feet are cold right now. I need to put some socks on. I can hear my grandmother now. Little girl, go in there and put some socks on. Hours of good entertainment. I know, and it goes by pretty fast. Like, to be sitting here and talking, I would think that I felt the time more, but it goes by pretty fast, like just talking back and forth. Said you were making Texarkana up. Yeah, Texarkana is in a few movies too. Like you can uh be watching a movie and just hear somebody say Texarkana just randomly. Like, okay, y'all know where it is too. I know it was in that old movie, Smokey and the Bandit. They went through Texarkana. Yeah, Tim is comfortable not smelling good. I'm trying to just remain nice. Check out who? Jonathan Dickinson. I sure will. Jonathan Dixon. I'm gonna remember that and look into that. Is that in Florida? In Florida. Okay. Yeah, I sure will check into it. Ooh, across from the beach. I wouldn't be no good if I could live across from a beach. I would not be any good at all. Ooh, I would not be any good. I could just find something to be out there for every day. Prayers for IG Farms and all of us in the last days. Pray y'all have a blessed week. Yes, everybody have a blessed week. I see a lot of people saying good night, so I believe it's time for us to all get up out of here. Um, and save some for the next one. I do plan on going live again. I'm thinking Friday. I'm gonna see, I'll let y'all know for sure, but it'll be some days in between this one, because I want to see what subject I can come up with. What is this? He has gaslit Megan for so long, with breadcrumbs here and there, to the point that we're a trip to Cracker Barrel. It's luxury. He doesn't. Yeah, Tim makes all those things seem like they're so special, and it's just, going out to eat. But because he has them caged out there like animals, getting out in general population, they happy to be out. So like, woo, my goodness, we get to see other people. We get to eat something other than mama's cooking. You got to feeling like that's an extra special trip, and it should just be something that is ordinary for them. That's why I really hate how he's raising those children, because they're just going to be so behind on all types of things that we just take for granted. Megan's hairline. Yeah, Megan's hairline is becoming non-existent. Like, just judging from that piece that she has on, we can see her sides when they're exposed. So right now, this area right here is just barely hanging on, and she needs to take care of herself so that she's not as slick as the back of my hand, or with just a little patch somewhere, you know, because it'll just continue to just go back and go back and go back until she don't have anything left. And all her silly husband know how to do is make fun of her. Meanwhile, he the one that's causing it. No justice, no peace. For real, because he's not about to get any peace about taking that picture down after he put it up. He's still not going to get any peace about maybe Junior got some boots. Maybe he had on Tim's old boots. And anything else that I have picked up and latched onto, no peace. You don't deserve peace. How dare he be the only person in the house that has some peace? Yeah, I'm gonna start getting some of y'all's email addresses, um, so that I can just start sending out links sometimes. Like, come on up and talk with me. Um, Instead of leaving it up to y'all, I'm just gonna start sending out links. I have a link in my bio that takes you to my website, and you have to put your email address in there, and that was the easiest way I could think of to start having y'all's email addresses. um, but now I have to know who of those are willing to, come up and talk. But we're gonna get it figured out. You're welcome. Good night. Yes, I'm about to close it out too. How long has it been? Oh yeah, we've been out here for a minute now. What does it say? Yeah, I haven't figured out the call-in number yet, because I think I'm going to have to use a completely different platform for that to work. And that's why I was using the one that I have right now. But I am, I guess, going to have to do further research to get the setup that y'all are more comfortable with. I was just trying to, I was trying to do it the easy way, but I'm going to do right and get it the way that y'all want it to be. No, no chicken laying those eggs. Justice for her hairline, please, before he claim all of it. I guess I'm gonna go ahead and get off of this one and save some for the next time. I really enjoyed everybody, and I thank y'all so much for always coming and showing up and showing out in a good way, and being free to y'all still on that hairline. Kroger eggs, yeah. Being free to just, discuss everything that we know that's going wrong out there. But I am going to go ahead and close this live out. And I will be doing a reaction that will be out tomorrow. So I will see you guys then. Bye. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Good night.